Welsh cat girl. I didn't even think about the fact that I had to draw her at some point. There are several Welsh anime women in Xenoblade, huh? That's fun. That's I don't think there's two more disparate styles. Granted, I think history has kind of made it seem this way, but no more two disparate styles than English art and anime. But we're not gonna be we're just gonna we're not really gonna be doing either of those. We're going to be doing silly doodles of these characters, as so to make Pig's like 3-hour lecture about the entire story of 3 games have a visual element. I don't want to be like make it entertaining, because one, giving too much credit to myself there. 2, like I was listening to the audio to make like a to-do list last night, and it was genuinely entertaining. So I would argue that this is just me helping Pig make sure it's not a podcast. Also, hi Meat. You know we love some silly doodles around here. You know we love some silly buggers around here. Oh, bro, Kelly, you can have all the silly buggers you like. Is Xenoblade 4 going to be in Australia? In anime space Australia? Can it be? I'd love that, personally. But I've always been a sucker for Australia in general. I think it's a cool place. I'd like to go there at some point. Thanks, me. I will not speak on it. Hi, Apollo. No one worry about what happened in my most recent comic. Just go read, like, and share it. But there's nothing to say about it, you know? Nothing happened. Just like on Thriller Bark in One Piece. Other pirate anime. But yeah. So we're gonna be working on Pig's video. Everyone go follow Pig. Let me get this going. Shout out Fantastic Mr. Pig. This is all one word, right? Yes, that is Pig. Unless there's a different Pig. Oh, nope. Okay, good. I was about to say. But yeah. You know, he's got a VOD channel, so if you're just like, oh yeah, I kind of like Xenoblade, I don't want to see someone play through it. He's got VODs of when he's played through a lot of them so far. It's pretty great. I don't think he'll be around tonight. You know, he's an old man. He appreciates his sleep schedule and stuff, but you know, this kind of works out for me to make the video. Myself, I'm not really into Xenoblade from what I've seen. Like, just between you and me, chat, I have it like it's not really my speed. But I've been faking it around Pig. So as long as he isn't listening to any of this, then this should work just fine. Oh. Well. This is awkward. I do have to... The Pig has set the video in a in a classroom, so I do need... First thing on the list is drawing the classroom, which I imagine will be returning to a good amount. By the way, Google Images is just shit right now for finding actual good references for fucking anything. If you want to know what something looks like, I think Google Images has stopped being the thing you use. I looked up Classroom, and like there were some okay references. This was about the best in like the perspective I wanted. But I don't know what the fuck is up with this new age classroom. Like which is like the classroom of the future. But we're gonna work on this a little bit. So, also I was joking about the whole like, you know, like I don't know much about Xenoblade, but I don't have anything against it, you know. I was making a goofums for pig. Okay. You know what? Let me look something up real quick. Because when I mentioned this, I did point this out as reference. Oh, I didn't even know you could do Control Z on OBS. All right. Okay. I mean, these are. I'm just trying to get like a. I mean, what we could do. We could start with pig. Like, if I want pig to be like, yay big, as he slides up from his desk, then maybe we could just use him as a style guide for how the classroom scene in particular should look. Talk to him about this, but for the actual Xenoblade moments, what I was, I don't know what he's about to be doing with his arms, but, I mean, maybe we could can we just have a copy, fucking, I'm gonna end up needing to go to the pause screen a lot this time. What about this? Don't look at Firefox. What a Xenoblade Chronicles 1 Wii. That's what we'll do. Fucking Pig's default pose can be him holding a crudely drawn recreation of Xenoblade 1 cover, and then he can flail about with it as he really gets into it. File, import, Xenoblade. We're not drawing all this. Also, I've made way too many layers. Too many layers. Too many cooks. 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 That for 3 hours. I mean, like, I'm joking, but someone's probably made a 3-hour, an hour or so loop of that original video by now, so. I hope chat's been doing well. I've been doing about how I've been doing for, you know, I'd say 2 weeks now, ever since I got back from my vacation, which is not good, but, you know, we're getting better. I might get a break in 7 days. We'll see. What else was I thinking of? I will say today I got a bit of a break. There were some hiccups in it, which is not fantastic. One of the hiccups was my headphones for stream breaking, so I'm probably gonna try and stop by Target tomorrow, pick up new ones, because, you know, that's what will really get things in high gear around here, is more of my technology breaking. Alright, I don't actually want the lines that thick. Pig's a thick boy, but he's none of that. Oh, I got a burp. Oh. Yeah, I genuinely, as I've been so frequently in recent memory, no desire to go back into work tomorrow. It feel like, if it wasn't, it's paying the bills, but it still feels like a massive waste of time. So, I'm not about it. But you know, what else is new? Sky's blue, grass is green. My penis is purple? Oh! I never noticed that before. Oh my goodness, let me say, shout out to, can I already give another shout out? I better be able to. Shout out Barry. Good. Because Barry was, against all odds, playing the Epic Mickey remake the other day. And I mean, by the time Friday rolled around, I was exhausted. I was not doing hot, right? Was not a happy camper, okay? So when I finally got home, which by the way, I was still dog sitting on Friday night, so getting home meant I had to be at the dog sitting place for like an hour or so. So that way I could actually make sure the dog was okay, because the family wasn't getting home until later that night. And I get there, have to start working on getting packed for going home. And then I see that Barry's finally streaming Epic Mickey. And I was all like... and there could not have been something more distracting for my completely depleted brain. like my wildly exhausted brain. I missed... This isn't an exaggeration. I missed 3 calls. 3 people called me, didn't notice. Separate people trying to get a hold of me, didn't care. I was thinking of, and I mean, to a degree, that is one of the better examples of my exhaustion, because it's like that kind of stuff, just general, constant social interaction that had me so tired. And after a long ass time, I was not paying attention to it, and I didn't necessarily pay it any mind. So they really didn't. And I still only ended up staying for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I wonder will Cahill will be back. Well, here's the thing. I'm actually going to see a movie with Deja on Tuesday. Not because they were one of the calls I missed, and they were like Tuesday or Wednesday because we were bringing someone else, and they were like, I can do Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry I missed that, and they're like, well, I got tickets for Tuesday, and I was like, okay. So I don't want to necessarily miss a stream this week, so I figured we can just stream. I was thinking of, I can just stream Wednesday to help keep us on track with Alien Isolation, because I would like to beat that at some point this before the end of the year. Might be on the wrong scene. Damn it, motherfucker! Huh. Apologies. Thank you, Paula, for letting me know. That motherfucker was largely just pointed at myself. I took down my social security. I got my social security number off the screen a while ago, I didn't need that pause screen up anymore. As we all know, for, you know, legal purposes, we all have a single text file with with a huge font in it, and it just has our social security number in it on our desktop at all times. Everyone has that, which is why no one wants to show off their desktop ever. There's always a chance someone picks up the social security document, just snipes it. Yeah. I don't know if this is Barry's favorite game, but in a weird little coinky dink, I've been playing. I mean, I streamed a bit of it, you know. I've been playing Hitman: World of Assassination. I've been having a good time. I do want to do more challenges, but to a degree. Like, maybe I should just start trying to play the game on easy, so I can get away with bullshit. But I do want to still have a challenge. It's just like I said on that stream, you know. There are times where I'm just like, I'm in the clear. No one will see this, and then it seems like someone comes around the corner. So, unfortunate but true. But it's a really cool game. What was the thing, you know? I thought about this back when I saw Barry play around like early on. I think that even though it's kind of one of those games where the story is like an aside, I think they do a really good job with it. It's the kind of story where, you know, like if you want to get into it, you can. But if you don't care about story, then it is basically just like a slideshow in between the missions that you can skip. That gives you some context. And it's just, I feel like similar to something like John Wick, you know, where this could in principle be like any movie, but with like presentation and execution, it becomes special. I think that's the case with Hitman. Like, they do a really good job at just presenting the story and cutscenes in such a way where it's just like, yeah, this doesn't have to be deep, it's just well done. Each of these are basically like one line in a very short crime thriller drama, espionage novel. But they are well executed enough and give you enough character moments that you're like, ooh. So, I mean, it's cool. Yeah. Whoa. You know, as much as I wish I could just spend my time playing Hitman, I do also, in fact, need to, you know, get art done, since I haven't been able to. But, I mean, I was taking today and I was just playing games, because I think that's an important part of anyone's schedule, is the time where you just kind of loaf around. But that's just another reason why I'm like, I have no desire to go into work. Because I'd much prefer to get artwork done tomorrow, but I did get some art done today. I roughly finished an image that has been on the whip pile for a good minute for the book. Trying to get that done. That's a nice little line art pig. Yeah, I might go back to it. I might try to fix it up, but I put out some of the Wallop Bro strips I missed. I was doing some other research. And the rest of it was me trying to relax a little bit. Excuse me. Relax, even the world is like, no! Oh! So, I was talking about this with people at Thanksgiving, because I did. This is part of why I was tired. I did multiple Thanksgiving, both because of general schedule shit and family shit, and I was like, people don't do holidays anymore. Like, I like to get festive during any holiday, don't get me wrong. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like we're all getting in the spirit of the season when my boss is like, well, you still have to come into work, but we'll put up some decoration, you know? And, like, literally all my family, like, not just me, but my entire family had to do, like, we had to do a Thanksgiving on another day, because on the weekends, because no one had off for actual Thanksgiving. I'm just like, uh-huh. I've said many a times, it can be really hard for me not to just be like, yeah, fuck jobs as they are in the current climate, you know. I don't mean to be a hippie, but it's just like, wow, none of this is good. This is a mess. Bitch, you live like this. It's also not helped by the fact that I've worked a few jobs and I don't feel like any of them have good management. Not to say they don't have good managers. Like, I love my manager at my current job. He's great. He does a great job helping out both with the actual job itself and by accommodating people. So he's a joy. But there's only so much he can do, you know. There's only so much one man can do. If, like, on a higher level, the entire job is kind of just, like, mismanaged. It's just like, oh, we need to work on some different systems if we don't want to be constantly frustrated or working around some junk. So, yeah, I saw a post about that meet, and I'm like, yeah, honestly. I mean, that's part of, like, I get not everyone likes to spend time alone at home as a form of relaxation. That's fine. But, like, for things like Thanksgiving, Christmas, even Mother's Day, I'm just like, do stuff at home with your family. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Why are you here? I was trying to see if I could make, like, ear shade work. I cannot. So we'll look at other parts of pig to shade. But yeah, it's just like that's the other thing about it, me. It's one of those things where everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, you shouldn't be working holidays." It's like, you're part of the problem. If you agree with that, why are you here? Literal insanity. Leave! Getting on my last nerve. So yeah. Listen, I appreciate jobs well done in the general sense. And I have worked jobs I've liked in the past, and to a degree I'm thankful for the job I have now. But there's also a thing where I'm just like, man, working this makes me realize it's like my greater goal is just like, I don't want to be dealing with so much of this. And I know for a fact that I can't just change a job and get rid of it all. This is just kind of how jobs are, so. Then you have to find non-traditional jobs. Preferably, you know, not making porn, but we'll see. Listen, there's no judgment there. But if that was a road I was willing to take, I probably would have gone probably would have gone that way a while ago. So, but yeah. Fingers crossed, maybe I make book. Maybe people like it. We'll see. Could save me 40 hours a week. Yeah. Like I said, no judgment. Honestly, I feel like part of why I wouldn't do that is just because I have terrible luck at getting like engagement and shit online. So tying that to like me putting very explicit things out there. I mean, I guess as an artist, I could just make the make drawings, explicit drawings, and that'd be fine under an alias. But I don't know, principle. It's the principle of the thing, you know. You gotta stand by it. So, could you imagine me becoming the most successful NSFW artist, but I have to constantly be wearing a mask? I have to be using a voice. I have to be using a voice changer. Also, yeah, that's the other thing. I feel like lots of NSFW artists make lots of monies off of commissions. And like, I've done commissions before, but one, I'm not making a job off of them now, and two, I don't want to know what kind of notes they'll be giving me for their personal explicit drawing. So it's just not the industry for me, I'm sorry to say. I like making funny little guys. And granted, you can make funny, explicit, funny little guys, but I just like the funny little guy part, so. Alright. Oh, wait. Should probably put some highlights in those eyes. Why does Pig have no legs? Because he's gonna be behind a desk. Drawing legs would be counterproductive. Also, hi Chomp. We have 3 RPGs to draw. We can't spend time on pig legs no one's gonna see. What do you mean you took the time to model this entire room the player can't even get into? We've wasted 6 months on that. Bad idea. Bad project management. Rectangle. Beans. There we go. Up. Oh wait, no. Not 10. Don't need all that now. I feel like I have definitely seen people talk about the games where there's like a model hidden in the background somewhere that they've left in because it got there at some point during development, and then if you like remove it, it breaks the whole thing. So they just have to leave it because it's not impacting the game in such a negative way that it's worth taking out and then having to redo the entire thing. P. And anyone who doesn't know about pig streams can just think that says pig. Hiya, gamer. Thank you for the raid. Oh. Phone, let me shout out gamer. I hope you're doing okay. What were you up to? Dynasty Warriors Origin. Is that the new one? Did they release, like, more of that? More new old ones? Is it old ones that are new that they brought back? I remember seeing a Dynasty Warriors announcement at some Nintendo thing. I think it was Origins. I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed it. What with the Zono? Bob. Pig doesn't have to know. Pig doesn't have to know that the text actually says Zono Bob. He won't look at it close enough, right? People in the video definitely won't. What was... Is it the Chronicles of Narnia? Is that the official title of the series? Let me see. The Chronicles... yep. Okay, well... If that's what... Okay, Zonobob... Narn... Zonobob Narnia, Pig's favorite game. You never won't hear Pig talking about Zonobob Narnia. Fucking loves those games. Oh. New one gives an actual protagonist character as opposed to picking from the generals like earlier games. Oh, okay. The Lion, the Witch, and the closet that I'm stuck in. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. More like the Bear, the Bitch, and the Closet I'm stuck in. Happy Pride, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great Pride. Ride me. Ride me. Wow, you'd think it'd be easier. There we go. Zonobob. Who lives in a wee disc under my desk? No, Bob. Something, rest of the song. No, Bob. A JRPG from Nintendo. No, Bob. Smash, Shulkers and Smash. Something, yo. Yayo, yayo. It just becomes the 4 kids. Oh, it becomes 4 kids. One Piece. That's always fun. Dreamin', don't give it up, Shulk. Dreamin', don't give it up, Rex. Dreamin', don't give it up, third guy. Dreamin', dreamin', dreamin'. Here's how the story goes. We find out about a legend of the Monado. It's all about a sword. It's red and stuff. And it's wielded by our guy Shulk. This song doesn't rhyme. We couldn't think of words that rhymed. Yayo, yayo, yayo. Xeno. I'm sorry. I have to stop. Sega. Listen, they make good anime RPGs. Why not this one? Don't give it up, Fiora. Don't give it up, Rain. Give it up, give it up. Here's how the story goes. We find out about a red sword called the Monado. I didn't know how to make this rhyme. Pokemon rap. Should have gotten that guy. Yayo. Yayo, yayo. Uh-oh. I wanted to do music. And now my dreams fall apart. It probably wasn't the same guy for every 4-kid song. I know the guy who did the original Pokemon theme. He's done some, like, he's not redone it, but reperformed it a couple times. I forget if he did that for the Pokemon finale, because they did reuse it. They did have that in Ash's final anime battle, which was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Pokemon doesn't have that attention to detail most of the time. Most of the time, Pokemon is like, forget the past! It never happened! You can't prove otherwise! So when Pig's hands come over this, you're just gonna be able to see Vaughn Bob Arn Sa dude. Ah, Rain Sa dude. Sa. Speaking of Pokemon, Snorunt. Everyone loves Snorunt. If you don't, get the hell out of here. We don't serve your kind. Non-Snorunt lovers. You monsters. What? You don't have a heart? You're scared to love? Like, damn. He's literally just a little guy. Show him some affection. Ah. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna be putting like color and shit in this, but I'm gonna be honest. If Pig wanted something more painterly as opposed to like more ink stuff. I don't know why I was his go-to, so I hope he likes this. Definitely not trying to turn down work, but at the same time, I can't say do it like pure color as opposed to like line work is my specialty. So I was actually talking to someone about that earlier, meet. I like Snow so much Galilei seems like a mistake. I like both of them. Gamer, I will say, Galilei is definitely just like, well, this is different. But honestly, he's so cool that I'm just like, I like both of them. They're vastly different creatures, but they're both cool. But yeah, I was talking to someone about game yesterday. They were suggesting Game Maker Studio because they had some experience making some simple stuff in there. And they'd be like, I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm just looking for a fancy calculator. I'm just looking for a calculator that knows the values of cards and what their effects do. Okay. Yeah, there's Xenoblade for you. Honestly, this looks almost directly like, you know, one of those when like you're looking in the backgrounds of a cartoon and it's like, oh my god, wait, look at that cover. Isn't it vaguely reminiscent of X? Of Xenoblade? Alright. There's Pig holding his favorite game. Or Contract even. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. We'd still be a long way out from that. Obviously, I appreciate the advice, me. But I would need, like, first I'd need a game. First, game. And then I need for people to like it. Have some mediocre success putting out, like, free versions on, like, you know, Tabletop Simulator, etc. And then yada yada yada. See if people like them. I'm trying a lot of things. I'm really just throwing spaghetti at the wall these days. Like, I'm trying, but who can resist spaghetti? Zonobob Riddick. And the third one, Zonobob Spiderwick. I love these RPGs. I was thinking I should add, like, because people keep being like, Cahill, except they don't call me Cahill because it's my family asking mostly. And, you know, that'd be confusing, especially since I have a sister. But they're like, Cahill, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I tend to, you know. They're like, well, that's not good enough. Think of something. And then just the other day, I was like, maybe I should consider asking for a Metaphor. I don't know when I get to play it. I have a big enough backlog as is. But if people want to get me stuff, I've been hearing lots of good things about Metaphor. And, I mean, I do like me a, Persona 5. So, it'd be, in terms of adding things to my backlog, that probably wouldn't be the worst. Especially, isn't it on Switch? I hope it's on Switch. I had a real good time with it. I don't think either of those are happening, Meat. I'm gonna be real with you. Me and Deja just send memes to each other all the time about, like, what do you want for Christmas? A fucking brick! That feels more in line with that. I think it's on everything except Switch. Damn it! But Switch is great for JRPGs. I like playing JRPGs on Switch! Motherfucker. Well. Oh, we'll see. I'll look it up. And maybe if I think of something else I want to get, then I'll say that instead, but we shall see. Dun 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 dun. I do gotta say, I don't know, after listening to Pig's video, if I personally will end up ever playing Xenoblade. I might give it a try. But honestly, all the games seem to be much darker than I originally gave them credit for. Which is either like a plus or a minus for you. For me, at the moment, kind of a minus. I'm like, no, actually, I'd prefer a pick-me-up. But honestly, Xenoblade is always kind of in a weird place. Y'all ever think of the fact that Xenoblade is like Nintendo's RPG franchise? I know they've had Mario RPG for a while now, but one, they don't seem to like it. Two, in terms of like an actual original RPG series, they didn't really have one of their own first-party ones until Xenoblade. Even though they had been famous for like Final Fantasy and what have you. Fire Emblem? Does Fire Emblem... No, because isn't Fire Emblem like... Wouldn't that count more as like a strategy game? I think Fire Emblem has more in line with like... Because its whole... I would argue, if nothing else, for an RPG, you want like a main party is an RPG, but not a JRPG. Also, hi, Gold. To be clear, RPG stands for role-playing game. So everything's an RPG if you get into it enough. JRPG and the, whole thing behind that. There's been a lot of JRPGs on Nintendo systems, like literally the JRPGs, but they didn't have one of their own until Xenoblade. And I think about that a lot. Gold, are you a big fan of Zonobob Narnia by Sega? Pig definitely is. He's making a whole video about it. But yeah, no, like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, to a degree, you could count Fire Emblem in the category, but I think in terms of what JRPGs are typically seen as, and what, again, ironically, Nintendo helped them become, your most, like, their big entry is Xenoblade, which was surprisingly late. I enjoy a Xenobob. Called College Football 25. I feel like I'm kind of like an old man when it comes to sports games. Because, like, you can do so much with games. And playing sports is just like, well, if I wanted to play a sport, I could always play a sport. Alright, I think this is a good default pig model. I can always... I didn't even think about Golden Sun, you're right. Though... Whereas you probably could have said that back in the early 2000s and 90s, Trom, Xenoblade now has 4 games as opposed to Golden Sun's 1.5, if I'm not mistaken, and Star Tropics 1. Because isn't the thing with Golden Sun is like there are 2 games, but it's like one game split into 2. It's like Sonic and Knuckles. It's like that doesn't count. This is one big game split into 2 littler games. The first 2 are split into 2. So, okay. So we can round it up to 2. Because if there is another full entry, then yeah. Okay. Pig. Made a little file called pig. This will be our default pig. This will be about how big he'll be on screen. And then we just need to draw a desk. Yeah, especially on the development end, I would not end up counting, like, you know, something like those first 2 Golden Sun games as 2 different games, because on the development end for Nintendo themselves, that would still just be one project. I've heard so much about Bravely Default, but kind of like Xenoblade, I know nothing about it. Bump, bump, ba-da-da. Oh my lord. I've tried playing different Final Fantasies, but none of them have clicked so far as much as 7 did for me. Then Bravely Default definitely doesn't count, Drum, because then we could say Final Fantasy. But no, instead, you want to know what I did? Y'all are going to be disappointed in me. You want to know what I did? Like, today, last night? I dug up one of my old Yu-Gi-Oh! DS games. Because this hyperfixation stops for no one, baby! Especially not for me. I have the 2009 World Championship Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. And I was like, I couldn't beat this as a kid. Should go back to it. I was looking at videos yesterday about Forbidden Memories, which a lot of people have made videos about, given that apparently it was a big speedrunning thing. I don't know if it still is, but there was a craze. That'll happen. I know that happens from time to time. People latch onto a new game and they're just like, the thing! No, no, no. You should say it with your whole chest, mate. And it kind of made me think, it's just like, you know, with all this talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been thinking about these. Let me check them out. They are hard. Around as a speed game, that's good. Yeah, I'm not really into speedruns a lot. I've definitely tried them. But they're wildly not my thing. That I can say confidently and easily. That takes no thought on my end. What? An activity that's constantly timed and requires high levels and consistent performances in order to do well? That sounds definitely like something I can relax with. I can tell you one thing. The more role a clock has in a game as a mechanic, the less likely I am to be able to have a fun time with that game. I'm like, oh! I'm getting jump scared by time. All the time. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, not too long ago, Gamer, I was talking about the collection they're putting out, and so far, apparently what they've confirmed is the original Game Boy games for Yu-Gi-Oh! I wasn't saying it, Trom, because I still have to play Pikmin 2. Pikmin is the opposite for me. And I think one of the reasons is because, like, it is timed, but it's, like, in the grand scheme of things, all the timer is doing is saying, make sure you get at least one rocket part a day. And granted, I have to play the other Pikmin, but, you know, Uh, it just doesn't play as big of a role with me, and I found it honestly kind of relaxing, which is not something I would have expected. But back to Yu-Gi-Oh. What was I thinking of? All right, yeah. Apparently, there are rumors that among the games in the Yu-Gi-Oh collection are like Duelist of the Roses and Forbidden Memories. So we'll see. I would not mind learning about the even more busted ass system of Forbidden Memories. Um, it just is like, yeah, I could get it. Grind out a bunch of cards, make a deck. Um, Yada yada yada. So who knows? Maybe if that I could download the emulator. I wouldn't be averse to that given a lot of reasons, but if it's on the collection, I might just wait for that for multiple other reasons. So, we'll see. We shall see. I oh, I didn't even think about the fact that I need like the desk and the background itself to be separate things. So, um, I think I talked about this before when I was going on the rant about the new collection coming out. It's just interesting because, you know, when the manga came out, the creator didn't have like any hard set things for the game of Duel Monsters, so he was just like, yeah, this seems cool. But then later on that had some wild implications and had people pointing at earlier scenes like cheater. So the multiple earlier video games that came out that kind of emulated that, being just like, you know, it's whatever. Those seem neat. Though I have heard about how luck-based Forbidden Memories can be. Just with the cards you need to be halfway decent in it, and how much the other characters can just play bullshit stronger cards you can't even get. We will see, Trump. I'm also excited. I said this before. Apparently, Dungeon Dice Monsters is on it, and not only have I heard that that DS game is good, it's just a whole other game from the manga that like uses Duel Monsters, but is not the card game Duel Monsters. So that's neat. Check that out, because I saw that episode of the anime, but obviously like 2 episodes isn't enough to really get an idea of how the game is. So then you get the collection and you get like a whole RPG based around it. That's pretty cool. Also, then you end up helping out Atogi, who's a pretty cool character in the anime. So play his game. Help a boy achieve his dreams. Why don't you? Honestly, whenever I'm making brown, it's kind of just trial and error. Like, brown is brown. I just kind of fuck around with the different shades until I find something that's cool. Yeah. That part. Like I said, I got like the rules of it, but there's difference from like seeing the rules in like one match and then actually playing it yourself, so. So it'll be cool to see that realized. And also, I mean, there's been a lot of things over the years that there's definitely deck builder RPGs out there, among them being like the Yu-Gi-Oh! DS game I own. You know, shit like that. It's like, oh, this is cool. Because, like, I love Inscription. That's a roguelike, though, so... You don't get to keep your deck between runs all the time. And, what was I thinking of? And if you're playing the story mode of Inscription, then obviously things change. So, minor spoilers. Oh. Snow football. I'm no... That's the games I can't get into, Trom. I know nothing about your footballs. Your footed balls. And also like American football. Or European football. I'm a peeing in my pants right now. Desire to call out of work and simply play Hitman. Oh, Cahill, you're calling out. Why? What's wrong? I don't want to. Yeah, I don't really feel like it. Cue that episode of SpongeBob. The thing, you know. I mentioned Christmas presents before, but yeah, when people have asked me, I've been trying to think of like physical media. Oh, that's cool, Trump. Weather endurance. One of them, I was like, can I get like a collection of the first few seasons of SpongeBob? Because I don't own that yet. I think there was a disc that had the first 100 episodes on it. And like, granted, it might be better to have even more, but it's a good start. I think it... Actually, I should probably just, yeah, like, fill in the little trims there. That would probably be best. I don't know how desks look. I have a funky desk here and it's all covered in nerd stuff. I can't even see what this looks like. Or maybe I should just be like... Would it just be better if I just like... I think it might just be best if I like make all this dark and then just have a highlight to one side. There we go. Yeah. Lots of games to play. Unfortunate amounts of work to go to. I will say my speaking, you know, weirdly related, I will say that, me and Pig and some others, maybe you already know what I'm talking about, are planning something special for next week. But also, outside of that, my family's going on vacation. So, get to play some special games with people. And then maybe even get to my house to myself, so I can play even more games. I'm probably gonna take one day off. We're doing that stuff on Saturday, and honestly, I'm probably taking Sunday off of streaming. I love streaming. It's super fun. I'm always glad when I'm, you know, make sure I schedule it and everything. Y'all guys make my week. Unironically. But also, some days, I just kind of sit around because I'm like, well, I have stream later. Well, I can't do anything now. I have stream in like 6 hours. So just to avoid that, make sure I have a fully open day. Something I haven't had in a minute. I'll just be doing Saturday. Some weird streams in this December, but you know, that's the holidays for you. Making everyone's schedules weird. What does this look? What do you think, chat? Does Professor Pig, famed Batman villain and psychopath, look good behind his desk? Stitch, I don't know what that question is in response to, so I can't faithfully answer it. Looks good, need likes. He wicked doesn't. I can tell you he does not. Fucking give pig legs. You want me to give pig legs? You want me to fucking... You want me to, like... You want... Yeah, give pig legs, Even if it's just... Even if it's something like this. Is this what you wanted? Look what you've made me do. look what you've made him become. He's one of those birds with feet too big for his damn self. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you sick fucks wanted? Is this what you bastards wanted me to do, huh? He was my friend. And then... No. Oh. And then we just... And then... We just go on. Up. Ah, beans. Ah, this is the... I hate... There's like a selection tool that's not great. Well, I mean, no one has to know. No one even has to know. No one has to know until... Oh, you mean the fucking... The maid from the Jetsons? Are you suggesting that what Pig should have is not legs, but instead like a little fucking... Just a little... Just a little... Just one of these? He looks like his own office chair now. Now he's a circus freak. Putt. Oh, that's funny. Fun times. Alright. There we go. Desk. Desk. Line art. Desk. Color. Okay. I mean, oh, a desk folder. Now for the fucking background. It's like, I mean, the easy thing is like just drawing a chalkboard. Right, that's not necessarily too hard. But then like outside of that, it's like what do we put back there? He gave pig legs. I don't know what you want me to say. Given legs. Oh Lord. I don't need myself in my ear. I have that enough already in real life. Thank you. No more Cahills in my head. I appreciate it. It is simultaneously too crowded and too empty up here. No thanks. I'm trying to think, like... I mean, maybe this is just it? Wait! Wait! I can't, Stitch, I'm sorry. You know what we need to have back there? We need to have... we need to have a Five Nights at Freddy's decoration. Specifically. Office decorations. Well, honestly, I should probably say like paper. Yeah, paper pals. That's what we need on this classroom wall. Now we're talking. All those kids out there will think that Pig has that Skibbity Ohio Riz. He'll love it. He'll definitely know what that means. All the kids are gonna stand on their desk for Pig and be like, "Oh, Sigma, my Sigma." And that'll be an emotional scene towards the end of the movie. Up. I meant good night. Stitch was so fast to leave after I said those words that they couldn't even type it all out. And frankly, who could blame them? Am I a man or am I a Muppet? Am I a Muppet? You know, I was going off about like not really being able to get into the holiday spirit recently. Have a good night. Yeah, if you're genuinely going to sleep, have a good night, Stitch. Absolutely. See you around. You know what I do really want to do? I want to watch the Muppets Christmas Carol. I've heard how good Muppets Treasure Island is. Do you want to know my one problem with Muppets Treasure Island? The one thing that has me just like, I'll watch it, but like, why the reason I'm not jumping at the bit? It's because I asked Pig before, it's like, since it's like a Muppets doing a classic novel sort of scenario, does it have Gonzo and Rizzo doing the narration? And he said no, and I said, fucking, why would they just leave gold sitting on the table like that? I've never been more disappointed in my life. It is good. And Gonzo and Rizzo being literary pals is part of what makes it that way. John McCain as Scrooge is another thing. Up. Alright. Handling. This is a good old copy and paste. All about the same. Michael Caine. Michael Caine. I'm Michael Caine, and I don't much appreciate people doing impressions. Not that I can do a very good, even like bad Michael Caine impression, so he definitely doesn't like me. I meet Michael Caine, the first thing he says is, "I don't like you." And then that's the only thing I ever hear directly from Michael Caine, and I'm like, well, okay, just only related because other British actors, actorly gentlemen, I was into theater as a kid, mostly in just like me and my family went a lot, and like I did some stuff, but I was definitely not what you would call a theater kid. I never got the lead role. I never really got into backstage. I just, you know, I was just around it a lot. But I've seen clips of Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen doing a classic play on TikTok, and I was like, man, I would like to see this as the thing. This looks fun. It's also just fun because like you hear about stars like that being just like, yeah, I was trained on theater, yada yada yada, etc. etc. But seeing them actually perform in the stage play is, I would argue, a whole different kettle of fish. Oh, it's pretty neat. Taking a drink of water. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know if I said this, but I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Like, I mean, all in all, my, the actual times where my family was together and we were having, like, meals together, that was fine. I'd argue it was extenuating circumstances around that maybe had me a little grumpy at times, not even with people in particular, just circumstances. But yeah, it was a time. It's a 6x4. I hope that was a from a play, because that was one of the things that had me interested to see it, is like that. I don't know how many people feel like this, but every now and then you're like watching an old play or something like that, and they make a joke, and like granted, like, you know, they're very hoity-toity, they're using very proper English, and for a moment you're just like, I'm not really sure if I get what they're saying. But then you do kind of piece together the joke. Like, it might take a minute, just because they're speaking in a way you're not used to. But when very proper gentleman acting in plays make certain jokes, it, I think, definitely adds to the humor in a lot of different ways. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I've been saying this whole stream, meet. I'm just not as smart as Patrick Stewart. Which, like, I mean, I wasn't a starship captain. I wasn't Professor Xavier. I wasn't William Shakespeare. I don't know if he... I wasn't the Emperor in Oblivion. I can get that this is supposed to be someone, like, making the eyes by punching out, like, a circle in a piece of paper, but it almost makes it look like this is a raccoon paper puppet as opposed to a bear paper puppet. Also, I believe I talked about how, like, what we're going to be doing for the video in terms of, like, an aesthetic thing is making all the characters kind of like Paper Mario, little paper guys on a little thing. So I didn't even realize, well, as I was trying to get this in here, I didn't even necessarily realize how appropriate it was for the aesthetic of the video. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not necessarily a Martin Scorsese guy myself, but I feel like he talks about just like, no, that's not cinema. Or I think he's made several comments on several different movies to that extent. But to a similar degree, I do get when it's just like we consume a lot of entertainment and then we kind of take acting for granted. But then you see a real good acting job and you're just like, oh, oh, he's acting. This is acting. It's probably not helped when they have folks like The Rock, who, no matter how you feel about, they do just kind of cast him as The Rock in every role. Well, you see, Dwayne, in this one we want you to be The Rock. And we have a new project for you. And we want you to play The Rock in this one. I will say, if you haven't seen... Yeah, honestly. And I like I have liked Jack Black in many different stuff, but the Minecraft movie has made it been like, he's just kind of Jack Black in this one. I was about to say, though, appreciation for an actor, I'd say, is on like their like scale, but I think is genuinely, I think has done more versatile stuff. Chris Hemsworth, like, if y'all, I think I talked about this, but if y'all haven't seen Transformers 1, legitimately go see it, because, like, you know, anyone who knows Transformers, like, Peter Cullen is Optimus Prime. That's not going to not be the case, okay? For sure. But I think Chris Hemsworth did an amazing job playing Orion Pax, and I think part of it was that as the movie goes on and as the character develops, he kind of starts doing this thing where his voice gets closer and closer to Peter Cullen doing the Optimus Prime voice, to the point that in the last like couple lines of the movie that he's talking, he just sounds like he's doing a pretty decent Peter Cullen impression. And I think he needs to be given some pretty good props for that. Also, of course, there was the guy who played Megatron. He did an amazing job, but I think lots of people talk about him, and I don't know how much other stuff he's been, if he is himself just a straight up voice actor, or if he was like, if he has more starring roles. I remember seeing one of the things where it's like, oh, it's that guy. But he was great too. Honestly, I kind of like Keegan-Michael Key. I always get those mixed up. Um, I liked him as Toad. Honestly, he had probably one of the better performances in the Mario movie. Even though I've said before, I think that movie would probably be better as a weirdly silent movie. um, and he did an okay job as Bumblebee in Transformers 1. I feel like he could have brought more to it, but yeah. I think you'd be shocked considering that Chris Hemsworth is kind of like the kind of I would argue one of those actors you get just so you can put it on the poster. How good of a performance he did as Orion Pax. So I absolutely give him credit for that. Yeah. Movies are fun. Oh my goodness, I forgot about this. I need to watch some Lupin the Third stuff. Because guess what? Speaking of good movies, I think it's Takeshi... I'm looking it up. I believe it's Takeshi Koike. That is his name. Takeshi Koike. I should know this, because... Yes, it is. Takeshi Koike. He is directing he's doing the new Lupin the Third movie. And he's made probably one of, if not my favorite movies of all time, which is Redline. So, everyone Redline is just on YouTube. So we definitely need to do a movie night of that. I know I've said that for the longest time, but that is, for so many reasons, I think that's the candidate that we need to do. So at some point, chat, we shall be doing a Redline night. Like, I'm already taking a night off of stream, so like, hopefully when things are a bit slower, but not save. I mean, I should save, but edit. Oh no, select, expand. Anyway, but yeah, I genuinely should just be showing everyone Redline. Show everyone Redline all the time, forever. Have them all mail to Takeshi Koike like $100 each to make up for that movie's box office performance, and that no one had an appreciation for it at the time. Etc., etc. So let me look up classrooms one more time. Just because I always feel like in my mind classrooms tend to be like a blue color. I guess this is white. Off-white. Maybe we do like a very light yet dark blue. Muted blue. Grayish blue, if you will. Lighter. Lighter. Oh wait, am I filling in? I've made a mistake. There we go. Let's say that was almost bad. Just good. It's just good practice to keep things on different layers, you know? Make sure, if the need be, you can edit one thing without just fucking erasing the whole image. Maybe we should go for, like, an eggshell. Not like that. I kind of like the blue more. There we go. That's looking better. Did I do it on this? Fucking... Why am I like this? How did I even get on this layer? I put that on the right layer. What is wrong with me? I was looking over here and I was like, oh, those aren't filled in. And I was like, wait a minute. You stupid fuck. You absolute ignoramus. Nice. Nice, meat. Let's put some paint splotches on here. Let's insinuate that the kids have been shitting on the wall. I remember back in my elementary, my schoolboy days, when all my friends would be like, "Come on, Cahill, shit on the wall with us." I'd be like, "I'm good today, guys. I'm sorry. Been a little backed up recently. Not really in a wall shitting mood." Like, okay, we'll save you a spot for later. Good times. This is my... What is... Whoa. 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 My fucking pen is Okay. 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 My pen is acting really weird. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, now. Okay, now, ladies. Yeah. What's better than being cool? Nice. That's not the line he says to ladies. I forget. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Outlast. I forgot how hey y'all went. But I did just want to hear you sing. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake, shake it. Oh, is it trying to mix colors? Is that it? Was it getting a bit mixed up because it was trying to mix a bunch of colors together? I don't know. I don't know how art works. Fun fact. Fun fact. No idea what I'm doing. Genuinely fucking clueless. There we go. Alright. What the... Was my... Did it not... Hold on. My computer's just acting weird. I'm afraid of how much of technology I might have to replace soon. Enough stuff be happening, like, I really don't need things breaking down on me, and they have been. If you ever followed the lyrics. Oh, yeah. Deja pointed that out to me one time. About Hey Ya being like a sad-ass song. But that's also kind of the point of the song. Is that they made a catchy song that is sad. And then in the song, they're like, but you don't want to hear that. You just want to dance, shake it, just shake it, etc., etc. Oh, the irony. Oh, the iron on me. Ow! Alright. Combine these two. Then start coloring in Fredworth. It's a good thing that Shulk found the Monado instead of Freddy Fazbear. Because if he had found Freddy Fazbear, then then Fredworth Five Guys might have taken a bite of 97 out of Shulk. And that wouldn't be good. Because when Frappuccino Frischman takes a bite out of you, he really gets in there. Eat by Fredbear. Aw, beans. Aw, beans. He was just hungry for some bacon. And we're like, no, that one's still alive. And sapient, which raises several questions about the ethics of eating it. You can communicate in English. And if we all know something, if we've learned anything from Charlotte's Webs, it's that a pig that can speak fluent English should not be sent to the slaughterhouse. Just cause, you know, people think the pig's kind of cool. And also your, like, niece or whatever gets somewhat attached to it. So, at that point, like, what is one pig? Like, you can keep one pig. You know, it's not stopping you from killing every other pig you ever get. It's just the one pig you have to keep. Make sure he stays off the table, because there was a bout there where you were decently sure he was the second coming of Christ. Because of a spiderweb above him would just spelled out some pig. And you were like, I don't even really understand that, but it seems biblical. Not every day you see fluent English in a spiderweb pointing directly to a thing beneath it. Yeah, well, none of the humans figured that out, Paula. And what does that say about people? I'm sure people have made this joke before, but it's my turn. Those morons. Like, I know the spiderweb said pig. Like, the first thing it said was about the pig, right? But why is it just like, oh, the pig? Clearly it's done this. Like, you don't think that maybe there might be some kind of special spider or something around there? It'd be one thing if his carrots or, like, slop were arranged into fluent English. Which, by the way, that would have probably been a useful skill for Charlotte to teach Wilbur. But, here are the possibilities presented before us. 1. The pig made the spider spell it out. That's concerning. Raises a lot of questions about what the pig's capable of. 2, the pig didn't need the spider and it spun the web itself. Maybe worse. 1 gives the pig mind control, the other makes it spider ham. And I know that was a funny Simpsons bit, but if we're really laying it out, I don't know if I want my farm pig shooting webs everywhere. 3, it's just the spider. The spider did it. The spider is genius here. That's what I'm saying, Gold. Which is concerning. Because, like, one of the first scenes in Charlotte's Web is Charlotte being like, oh yeah, I drink blood. To be so clear. I am a carnivorous animal. I'd be drinking blood out here. In the some pig web. Yeah. Yeah, no one had sympathy for the flies. The pig dies, that's sad. The spider dies, that's sad. Fly dies, who the fuck cares? I mean, like, you know, it's just that the movie's gone out of its way to illustrate how every living thing is, like, alive and deserves compassion. But the flies can suffer. If Charlotte if Charlotte hunts flies, and if Wilbur is the boss of Charlotte, which is what I feel like is what the web is leading the humans in that movie to believe, does that make Wilbur Lord of the Flies? What I'm saying is the pig doesn't have to die, but can we put like 11 little boys in a death match? I know a good way to keep Wilbur out of the slaughterhouse is illustrate that concept on a human scale, and it'll be all good. Everyone will be vegetarian after this. If it hasn't become clear, I've not read Lord of the Flies. I know it's about little guys. I know it's about, like, nuclear war. I know that apparently it was disproven after it happened in real life. Like, I was joking about that. I was joking just like, yeah, just throw the kids to the wolves. We'll make you, like, that'll make you change your mind about the pig, right? But I'm pretty sure, wasn't there nuclear war? No, I hope not, Beba. Give me a second. Let's Google. Lord Cord, no. Not Ted Cord the Blue Beetle. Lord of the Flies, real life. The real Lord of Flies. What happened when 6 boys were shipwrecked for 15 months? For century, blah blah blah. Yada yada. This is just now summarizing Lord of the Fly. This might have been fake. I'm not sure. Or it might have been real. What happened when 6... Is there a TLDR on this? I found the link over. Okay, apparently there was a real Lord of Flies. 50-year-old story of a group of teens stranded on an island. Oh, there you go. What? I don't know what Paula said. That was a wild thing to come back into chat to. Well, I think it's kind of one of those things, Beba, where I think it's in the background. Like, from what I've heard in summaries, that's kind of like what the boys are fleeing from. That's why they're traveling in the first place. And then, oops, crashed. Oops, all shipwrecked. But it was removed. There you go. See, I knew I heard something about it. But yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing about real life examples. Because to a degree, the point of Lord of the Flies is about just humans turning on each other once society is breaking down. Because, again, from summaries of what I've heard, it's like the boys tried to use like school lessons and what have you to institute somewhat of a civilization to help them survive, only for that to just go wildly out the wayside and things to go very wrong. But real life examples of like young castaways have been like, no, they work pretty well together. So a lot of people tend to be like, oh, I've lost faith in humanity, or oh, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I've said this many times, I feel like things are never as bad or as good as people tend to portray it. It's always that weird middle gray area. So what was it thinking of? Or something similar to it. Yeah. Should I read Lord of the Flies? I don't know. I should what I should read is Lord of the Rings. I have Lord of the Rings. That's about fellowship, you know, your fellow man. Trusting in people. Kindness, brotherhood. Forged by J.R.R. Tolkien's real life experiences in war and what have you. So that's worth it. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. Just because we've got this like one good scene done. Tomorrow we'll probably work on a different background where I try to make like curtains and what have you, and then we'll do like a less crudely drawn than this. Oh my goodness. It's about King's Fellowship and Two Towers, which was unfortunate when the movie came out, but you know, that happened to a lot of things in around that time. So, but yeah, tomorrow probably be working on something similar. We'll see, you know, how deep we get into it. But like I said, we'll be working on a very similar background for like the Xenoblade 1 section. Make it so that there's we have a nice little homemade. We have Xenoblade 1 at home. Oh my lord, mate! I know I started it, but you can't. Anyway, we're raiding. Yeah, those movies are good. Much like One Piece, I feel like I thought this more about Lord of the Rings than One Piece. But I used to think about like Lord of the Rings, like, man, those movies are long. But like, I've since watched them all and the extended cuts, and I've appreciated them being that long, and I think the extended cuts are largely better for multiple reasons, so it's a good time. We're gonna raid Barry. He's deep into stream, but I've been on a Hitman kick, so we're gonna do that. Give him my best. I'll see y'all there, and I hope you come back tomorrow for some more Xenoblade nonsense. I'll see y'all around. Bye.